Morning, guys. Now we are going to discuss the components of runoff from Unit 3. Guys, here, excuse me, guys. I'm a bite in the lava. Okay, guys, general comments on the runoff. Rivers carry excess water from land to oceans. They are important parts of global hydrological cycle. The total discharge of river water to oceans approximately equal the total evaporation from oceans. Oh my God. So what he says, rivers carry excess water from land to oceans. They are important part of global hydrological cycle. The total discharge of river water to oceans approximately equal to total evaporation from the oceans. River water was the main source of water for humans in early civilization. But other sources of water, such as like groundwater and lakes, have been increasingly utilized. But here, guys, rainfall and runoff. What we observe here, the rate inches per hour and runoff and rainfall. X-axis is the runoff and y-axis is the rate inches per 1 hour. 0, 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours. This is the rainfall. So the graphs of rainfall and runoff for three storm events in Tennessee, USA from original diagram by the Ramsar 1927. Here, guys, just I want to tell you something. Actually, the portion of precipitation which appears in the surface streams of either perennial or intermittent nature is called the runoff. This is the flow collected from a drainage basin and appearing at an outlet of the basin. In general, in general sense, it is the precipitation excess after meeting the evapotranspiration demands. While the precipitation is spor- sporadic and irregular in nature, the runoff is more uniform compared to precipitation. The contrast between precipitation and runoff is due to the storage effects of the surface layers of the earth. Runoff is usually expressed as volume per unit time. The common unit being meter cube for S or when runoff from different drainage basin is to be compared, a conventional way of expressing the runoff is perhaps cubic centimeter cubic and for square kilometer. Runoff may also be expressed as a depth equivalent over a basin, that is mm for a day or mm for a month or mm for a year. Here mm is millimeter. This is particularly useful unit for comparing runoff rate or runoff volume with precipitation, since precipitation is almost invariably expressed in this way. Guys, runoff is a process of water movement under the influence of gravity in channels of variable size, variable sizes from smallest trickles to the largest rivers. It includes stream flow, overland flow, subsurface flow, and groundwater flow. Units, volume for unit time is 1 cubic meter per second, meters cube per second. Uh, Cubic per square kilometer, meter cube square, km to the power of 2 is often used. To compare with the precipitation runoff is also expressed as depth, equivalent over a catchment that is meters, millimeters per a day or millimeters per m or millimeters per year etc. Components of runoff. Hey, mummy. Here guys, like components of runoff, according to the source from which the flow is derived, the total runoff is visualized to consist of surface runoff, subsurface runoff, and groundwater runoff. Example, a figure shows the relationship between various items involved in the process of transforming the total precipitation into the total runoff. Before reaching the ground, a small portion of precipitation evaporates and joins back the atmosphere, while another small portion is intercepted, which also eventually becomes atmospheric moisture through evaporation. This portion is usually small and insignificant in the runoff analysis. The remaining precipitation reaching the ground is called the thaw fall. It may fall either on land surface or directly on the water surfaces of streams, lakes, and reservoirs. The precipitation falling on water surface is called the channel precipitation, and it immediately becomes the stream flow. A very small fraction of the precipitation falling on the land surface may be absorbed in the storage like small ponds, swamps, etc. before it becomes evaporation and infiltration. This is called the depression storage. The rest of the precipitation falling on land surface after satisfying the infiltration demand is temporarily detained on the ground surface, and when sufficient depth is built up, it travels over the ground surface towards the stream channels either as a quasi-laminar sheet flow or in the form of minor rivulets. This is called the overland flow. The overland flow ceases shortly after the rainfall stops. Surface runoff may then be defined as that part of the total runoff which travels over the ground surface to reach a stream channel and then through the channel to reach the basin outlet. It is the combination of the overland flow and the channel precipitation. Here guys, some terms to remember: catchment, an area that is responsible for a river or a branch of river. Catchment yield means total runoff from a catchment per unit time. It is the same as other synonyms: stream discharge or river discharge. Hydrograph, the variation of stream discharges with time. Quick and slow flows. Quick flow, part of the rainfall taking a rapid route to the stream channels such as overland flow, and delayed flow, part of the discharge which is less directly affected by individual rainfall events but is determined by slow process such as subsurface flow and groundwater flow. It is also called base flow. Here, sources and components of runoff: channel precipitation. precipitation that directly falls on open water bodies, rivers, lakes, ponds, etc. An important component of runoff only under these conditions. Arid regions where most rainfall over land is absorbed and the aerial fraction of open water bodies is relatively large over land flow. Water that flows over the ground surface to stream channels. It occurs sometimes as quasi-laminar sheet flow, but more often as an anastomosis, a network of trickles and rivulets. And through flow. uh, Water that infiltrates the soil surface and then moves laterally towards the stream channels in the upper soil origins. It moves either in the unsaturated zone slow or the perched saturated zone above the main groundwater. It is also called the subsurface storm flow, storm seepage, and the secondary base flow. Conditions uh, where uh, where through flows occur include thin permeable soil overlies impermeable bedrock. The soil layers are distinct and there exists an iron pan or flock fan. And groundwater flow. Water that infiltrates the soil surface and then percolates to the underlying groundwater will move laterally to mainstream. Channels through the saturated zone, it contributes mainly to the base flow, but can also be significant in the quick flow through the piston mechanism. Guys, here just like a schematic representation of runoff process. Here clearly I will explain the diagram of representation of the runoff process. The total precipitation on the basin, examples channel precipitation, overland flow, infiltration, and abstractions like interaction and evaporation. And from channel precipitation, channel flow is there, and from overland flow into channel flow from channel flow to surface runoff to direct runoff or quick flow, and quick flow to total runoff at the basin outlet. And infiltration, again from infiltration to interflow or subsurface runoff, and interflow or subsurface runoff again divides into two: rapid interflow and delayed interflow. From rapid interflow, channel flow also is there. And again here, abstractions like interception and evaporation, it's upon deep percolation, from deep percolation to groundwater runoff, and a delayed interflow and groundwater runoff from both base flow. And again, base flow reaches to total runoff at the basin outlet. Water which infiltrates the soil surface and then moves laterally through the upper soil origins towards the stream channels above the main groundwater table is known as the interflow. It is also known as a subsurface runoff, subsurface storm flow, and storm seepage and secondary base flow. If the lateral hydraulic conductivity of the surface layers is substantially greater than the overall vertical hydraulic conductivity, it is a favorable condition for the generation of interflow. Generally, interflow moves more slowly than surface runoff and therefore it may take longer period to reach the stream. In certain formations, a part of interflow may enter the stream rapidly, and uh, the inter the infiltrated water which percolates deeply become groundwater, and when groundwater table rises and intersects the stream channels of the basin, it discharges into streams as the groundwater runoff. Since the momentum of groundwater is very slow, the groundwater runoff to streams may be behind the occurrence of precipitation by several days or weeks. The groundwater flow also tends to be very regular, and it represents the main long-term component of total runoff and is particularly important during dry spells when surface runoff is absent. For the practical purpose of analysis, total runoff in stream channels is generally classified as a direct runoff and base flow. The direct runoff, the quick flow, is that part of runoff which enters the stream promptly and is equal to the sum of surface runoff and rapid interflow. This clearly represents this clearly represents the major runoff condition during storm periods and is also the major contribution to most floods. The base flow is defined as the sustained or fair weathered runoff, and it is composed of groundwater runoff and delayed interflow. Some hydrologists prefer to include the entire interflow as a part of base flow as shown by the broken line in figure. The distinction between direct runoff and base flow is on the basis of time of arrival of the runoff in the stream rather than on the path followed by the runoff. The precipitation excess is that part of total precipitation which contributes directly to the surface runoff. When the precipitation is in the form of rainfall, only it is known as rainfall excess. That part of precipitation which contributes to the direct runoff may be called the effective precipitation or effective rainfall if only rainfall is involved. Thank you guys. In next class, I will explain the next topic.